but I'm gonna make a different Christmas color this year that I saw on the cruise when we went on the cruise. Oh my gosh, y'all
Hey
gonna be
everybody,
shocked.
thank you all so much for joining us tonight on CAG Chat. I am Sherman, one of your one of your hosts. I'm joined by Donna, Derek, Levi, and Tanya. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We have a robust conversation. I'm pretty sure the team is going to say some outrageous stuff tonight, but we're gonna make it through it.
Confusion.
um, yeah, exactly. So I believe the topics tonight what we're going to be discussing is going to be the elections. And uh, is there anything else, Tanya, that you had to bring up?
Oh, we want to talk about the court circus, so we can do
Okay,
that at the end. Yeah.
some legal updates and might be
Hmm.
some transportation stuff that I believe Derek was talking about earlier, but we'll definitely get into that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Levon. Levon, do you have anything for open mic today, or are we just going to jump into the conversation you all are dying
Nah,
to
we
have?
just gonna
Dive
dive
right on
right
in.
in.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, again, thank you all so much for joining us tonight on CAG, and let's have a good show.
All right. So am I leading the
Yes,
conversation?
you said
Oh,
you,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So everybody, we know that yesterday, February 24th, was the filing deadline for all state and local government seats. So from the governor down to the orphans court, everybody had to put their name in by whatever time last night, and that has
9
been
p.m.
done. And my name is not listed. So just in case
Neither is
y'all
mine.
didn't know, none of us are running for, well, Sherman
Sherman,
is.
Well,
Sherman is
there's
Uh-huh.
running
one of us.
for District 9. Sorry,
Yes,
council seat. So
yes.
tonight we're going to just run through the list of folk. Can I share my screen? Or am
Absolutely.
I
Go
just
ahead.
going to read them off?
No, you can take. You can share your screen if you like.
Okay. So we're going to just go through and talk about the people. Okay, where is my, wait a minute, hold up, I'm sorry. I have it up, but it's not showing. Eh, why won't it show, Sherman?
I'm not certain, but let me see. Go ahead and
Or is
talk
it
while I
showing and
go.
I just can't see it?
No, I don't see what you're seeing at
I
all.
don't see it either.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
So
so how do I make it seeable? Oh, I have to share, don't I? Do I have to go into
ooh,
Yeah,
share?
that's
you do
so
that.
hard.
Duh,
Yeah.
share. There
Hmm.
we go. I
Got
thought I
no
had
phone.
hit it.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's been a long day. All right. So let's start at the top of the food chain.
There we go.
We have the
Can you make that a
incumbent,
little bigger?
make it big.
um,
Oh, never
it's
mind.
good on screen.
I got it.
Okay. The incumbent county, well, of course, the governor put his hat back in the race, so he's running. Then we have the county executive, Aisha Brave Boy, Miss Blue and Gold, all over the place. She has four
You mean Miss Home?
she has four opponents or challengers, and they are Billy W. Bridges, Marcellus Cruz,
Random D.
Charnel D. Ferguson, and
Mar-
Gregory Holmes.
don't forget to let people know that Marcel is he was ran in the special as well.
Right.
Okay, well,
Mm.
here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to run through the names, and then people can give me their feedback. If there's
Okay.
somebody you're familiar with, somebody you have a objection to, whatever
Uh,
your commentary is, we're going to put it on the table now. This is a free for all, and then we'll spend time doing our analyses of the candidates by each seat, and you all will get something a little more formal. But we're going to keep it kind of light and cheery tonight because we're in a real depressing state here in Prince George's County. Okay. All right. So anybody have any comments about the county executive
I do.
candidates?
I have one quick comment. My man, did you say Gregory Holmes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
My man Greg Holmes and I, we go back way to our childhood. I was running track for St. Thomas More in Southeast Washington, D.C., and he was running for St. Margaret's right over here in Capitol Heights. And the Holmes family, from what I remember growing up, were upstanding people, and they raised Greg to be an upstanding young brother and gentleman now. Haven't seen Greg in years. I'm glad to, hear his name is out there trying to do something for the people. But, you know, I that's all I can say. Greg, glad to see that you're running. I know you come from good stock, my brother, and we'll see what the future holds.
Okay, well, I've
Okay.
had the opportunity to talk to Greg a few times, and I'm really encouraged by his candidacy and his commitment to what he calls economic investment. And so I think that people will be quite intrigued by
Mhm.
him. I know Tanya said she has met or has had a conversation at one time with Charnel Ferguson.
Yes, I have a very, very I don't want to use the word progressive because that's a bad connotation in Maryland right now.
Ew.
But but a very well professional young lady. Um, and I know that some folks will try to, because she formerly worked for Mel Franklin. And so I just want to
Mm.
put that out there now because don't be trying to tarnish her because of what her boss did, because she ain't go to jail and she ain't had nothing to do with what he did with his campaign money. So I want to put that out there right now. I'm glad to see people have put their hats in the ring for this because we definitely, after 18 months, we definitely need a change, and we understand how primaries work here in Maryland. So let's uh, let's let's get the candidates out there and let's really hear them this time. And we'll see if Aisha avoids us again. But I think we've seen enough in the time that she's been in the office, so we need some change. So I'm glad to
Right.
see
I got a question.
these other people in the race.
Yeah, I think
I got a
that,
quick question, Levon.
uh-huh.
Did I didn't hear you mention Tanya Sweat's name. She has
Oh,
to be a
I'll
writer.
come back to her
Okay,
after
Yeah,
we,
because she's not in the primary.
right.
all right.
And so Marcellus Cruz, as Sherman mentioned, ran in the special election, and I want to say he ran another time. So yeah, he's all about unity and doing stuff, but we ain't seen him do nothing. So I told him, please stop coming on telling us what we should be doing or what the problems are, and give us some solutions. I'm willing to join you. I can get on your team if you're trying to do some things, but I haven't seen what the man does other than show up when it's time to run. So, and I don't know anything about Mr. Billy W. Bridges. So we look forward to learning more about him. And then there's Tanya Sweat, Moisette Sweat, who has declared herself to be an independent candidate, which means that she will be on the general election ballot in November. And she is in pursuit of 6,500 petitions to be signed to support her candidacy.
Yes.
And so, we got two options. We got the person who can win in the primary, and then we got whoever that is to face off with Tanya in November. And so go to her website, tanyasweat.com, to learn more about that and get your petition. And it's
Yeah.
not about whether you are supporting her, it's about supporting the opportunity for
Opportunity.
us
Right.
to have someone other than the same old, because the Maryland Democratic Party is not doing much.
It's just
So
stagnant.
we know we need to support this effort. Next, we
But
have the
but
count.
but Levon, and stress to them that there cannot be electronic signatures. They got to be wet signatures, everyone.
Yes. Yeah, so you have to get the petition, sign it. She will have it delivered to you, picked up from you. Tomorrow, she's actually having an event at 9 o'clock a.m. Where you can go by and pick up and sign your petition on site. And that address is I don't want to give it wrong because I said it wrong earlier. It is 1616 McCormick Drive, and that's at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But please reach out to Tanya Sweat either through Facebook, Instagram, or on her website to make sure that nothing has changed since I got this last bit of information. But she is going to be out and about in the community, going to meetings and making the petitions available. They're not complicated. You can be a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat or Green Party
Yeah,
to
just
sign it.
registered.
It has nothing, a registered voter in any party to sign that petition. So next up, we have the council at large seats, and there are several folk running for that. Sean Floyd, don't know him. Laura Gilchrist, don't know her. Sydney Harrison, incumbent from District 9. Jolene Ivy, who is currently the at-large member. Gina Jacobs, a voice from the dark. I was like, Lord have mercy, Tanya. I texted Tanya. I said, what in the world?
I'm the first to comment when you finish.
Right. I was like, hold the horses. Jennifer Rios, Dr. Jennifer Rios, who I have become familiar with. She's a businesswoman, a Latina. Keith Washington, which was another shocker for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll run it down. Noah Emmanuel Waters, don't know him. Bertrand Tessa, she withdrew, but she's in another race. She's in a district race. But her name is familiar, but I can't place how I know her. All right, Tanya, go ahead.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to say it.
Say it.
So I'm really shocked that Virginia Jacobs is actually running, especially after the history with her on the school board. Derek, I know Derek is trying to hold his comments on this one, but remember, she was the chair of the school board when the school board had to be taken over by the state because of the amount of corruption that resurfaced after we got our elected school board back. And I just don't know why these people just keep thinking that we're going to recycle them over and over again. Also, Virginia Jacobs was involved with the separation of Mr. Millard House. Though she did not put her name on that separation paper, she represented Mr. House. And but did it in secret, didn't tell the public, and got paid for it. Well, supposedly she was supposed to get paid for it, from my understanding, there was some argument about who was paying her. So, no, we don't need all of this regurgitating and recycling of people who have just did us bad in the past. You know what? You had your chance. You had a chance to do it right. You didn't do it. So that's a no for me. And we will be bringing back up more information because we don't need to be recycling all the bad stuff that we've had from the past. I know recycling sometimes can be good, but not in this case.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like they said using black plastic utensils and black, and I don't mean black as in, to be
racist.
Not a good example, but they say that black utensils and black containers are made from recycled tires and stuff, right? It's not good plastic recycling. So, yeah, we don't want this, the whole buying a building without the proper approvals
Mm-mm.
and you know, let's just say it. She was one of the people
Well,
that helped
let Derek tell his story.
help
What share what he want to share.
well, let me
Well,
just say this. He's one of the people that helped Ed Burrows and taught him all the tricks that he knows about
The
politics, as he
tricks of the
said
trade.
in the video. Go ahead, Derek.
in my case, in Donna's case, probably, and several other people who were wrongfully terminated from the school system for being whistleblowers for illegitimate contracts that brought in millions of dollars under the table.
Millions.
I was actually an acting director and would not sign and asked too many wrong questions about why millions of dollars were running through my budget. And I did not know what it was for. I was told to just sign and keep it moving. And when my louder mill and my cases and things of that nature came across the school board's desk when she was chair, she knew how the process was supposed to go in terms of a person vetting and fighting for their innocence and their job. And she did not uphold the school board process for due process
Absolutely.
for
Mm-hmm.
people trying to
That's right.
save their jobs. And she knew that the information was bogus. It was planted in my computer, for the lack of better words. And there was no universal forensic process
Mm.
for my computer to determine the IEP address and the IP
IT.
address and
Yeah.
where those
Yeah. Remember,
false
Derek, they did
information
straight
originated.
Outlook searches. They did
Right,
straight email searches, and they called that a
right,
forensic search.
right. And these
And
things
she's
were
an
brought to her
attorney. Well,
attention.
I'm sorry, Derek. Remember,
Absolutely.
Derek, she's an attorney who was
Absolutely.
doing appeals for the school board before she
Right,
became chair. So she knew the process.
exactly. So I mean, for me, and I think for my counterparts here, we would like to see new, fresh ideas
Ethical.
and ethical more than anything, and justice, man, because
Hmm.
we keep recycling people who we know have a track record of corruption. We're gonna keep getting the same result in this county.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
All
when she
right.
left the board, remember, she left the board and she promised she was going to start a nonprofit and start
Mhm.
telling people how to advocate because of she learned her lesson after being on the board. No,
I
she
had a
didn't.
personal meeting with her, and
Well,
we
good.
had that discussion because she knew my case too. I had proof of
Yep,
misconduct,
the whole drive.
documented, signed contracts being sole sourced, people being intimidated to issue them.
Hmm.
And she assured me that she has learned her lesson and was she didn't realize the detail, didn't get the information till the last minute. A whole bunch of yang yang is what that's called.
In
Yep.
fact,
But she
Donna,
did not do the right thing.
that's exactly how I met you and Tanya. You
That's right.
you guys heard me speak at the school board meeting one time about my case. And
Yep.
you were listening to the things I was saying about the illegal contracts and the money in my budget. And you
That
said,
$10 million in your budget.
man, it
Yes.
made me more. And you approached me, and that's how I met you and Tanya. And we began this fight together, and we both had a preponderance of evidence. So, yeah,
Right.
Yes.
that's,
And after
you know,
all learning the lesson, what does she do? She participates in calling herself representing Miller House, but yet and still she did not sign that separation agreement. Though she said she was his attorney, but her name is nowhere on that separation agreement. When you try to ask for, when you do the MPIA to try to find out who was paid, oh no, they don't give you that either. They cover all of that up. And then when you ask the bar to look into it, the bar says we see nothing, we hear nothing, and we ain't gonna say nothing.
Absolutely.
No, we don't need no more of this. No, sorry. I understand. That she's a single mother taking care of her child, but we do not need her back in government. No,
And let's
nowhere
not
near.
regurgitate people. She also worked in Department of Corrections, and so
Yes.
we don't want the contract questions, and then to have her reunited with Ed, that's just a ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that stinks to
That's just
high
an
heaven.
accident waiting to happen. So
Happen.
anyway, Jennifer Rios, she's a breath of fresh air. I have loved her energy on her social media. She did submit her name as a candidate and as a nominee for the District 6 appointment. She did not get it, and so she decided after some reconsideration. I did have a conversation with her, and she said that it just seemed that her platform was better suited for a county-wide seat. And so I think that she's going to bring some excitement to this race. And I think that, yeah, she's a businesswoman. She has she's a veteran, and she's a mom, and yeah, she's got the kind of vibe and energy that I think we need to have. All right, Keith Washington. Some of you may be familiar with Keith Washington's name, and that's because he was convicted of um the taking the life of a so-called furniture delivery person. You can look up
He
that
was
case.
wrongfully convicted
Yeah, I was going to say,
uh,
but it has
and was
been
appeared on our show.
shown that that conviction was not proper.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a video about him. Keith is a former police officer. He worked in the office of former county executive Jack Johnson, even though Jack said he didn't know him.
Right.
So, some people deserve
See no
redemption.
evil.
Some people do deserve redemption. And
Mm-hmm.
Keith did run for the District 9 seat at one time. I think that was 2000.
I think he ran for a delegate seat also
Okay,
one
I
time.
can't remember if that was his '06 race or it was '06 or 2010. But anyway, he has run
Well,
previously. He was very active in his local community. And so we encourage you all to, keep an eye and ear
check it
open
out.
for
Yeah.
him.
And
And
you know what? Can I say something too?
uh-huh,
Remember also, we say the it was a project that found that he was wrongfully convicted. And remember now, the sitting county executive, who was the former state's attorney, had the power to correct that, and
Mhm.
she didn't.
to
She
commute
didn't.
his sentence.
Exactly. And she didn't do it. And
A
she
black
had the
man,
power to
a
do
black
it.
man,
Yeah.
second chance.
Yeah.
She ran on, we're going to give people second
Second
chance.
chances. Yep. She got two second chances working for her now, but she couldn't correct something where someone had a legal team had found someone to be wrongly convicted, and she did not do anything to vacate that conviction.
Right.
So keep that in mind too about Aisha Brave Boy.
Right. Noah Emmanuel Waters, not familiar with him. So we look forward to learning more about Mr. Waters. And then, as I said, Bertrand Tessa, she withdrew from this seat race, but she's on another one. Next, we have Councilmanic District 1, which is the northern part, Laurel, Beltsville area, that is currently seated by Tom Denoga. Michelle Garcia, I understand, works in his office, and so she is his heir apparent. And then Martin Mitchell, he serves, I don't know if he's currently on the council in Laurel, but I know that he had run for the mayor of Laurel seat. Um, I I'm gonna withhold my review of Mr. Mitchell until I'm able to maybe reconcile our first interaction, get some clarity about his positioning. Anybody have any comments about that? These seats. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm scared seeing some more. Okay.
Darwin Romero is also in that seat, is running for that seat. Don't know him either. So we got some research to do, y'all. Oh, I just got some intel. Thank you to my friend. Eagle Harbor. He's the mayor of Eagle Harbor.
Who, Darwin?
Yeah, Darwin, yes.
Okay.
So Eagle Harbor is a historic Black municipality down in the southern end of the county. And so, yeah, District 9. So yeah, so welcome to the campaign trail, Mr. Romero. We look forward to learning more about all three of you. What we are not going to do, even though I have personally said that I will not be supporting any incumbents or any candidates who are endorsed by incumbents. So since Ms.
I think he said it's
Garcia
no.
works in the office of Tom Denoga, I'm not interested in
recycle, repeat.
why is he? No, he's not. Wait a minute. Yeah, how can he be running Darren? Wait a minute, I'm confused.
What's that?
Noah Waters. Where did I see? Oh, I'm sorry. Noah Waters, who was running for at large. Sorry, y'all. Is the mayor of Eagle Harbor, not Romero. So forgive me, I was on the wrong thing and whatever, catching up. So no, scratch that, wrong. Can't live in Eagle Harbor at the southern tip and represent the northern tip. So okay. And we're all looking at this together. I had scrolled through earlier today, but I didn't want to kind of give too much thought before. I like being a little raw sometimes. But anyway, back to Ms. Garcia. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. I'm sure she has served in Mr. Denoga's office well. I know that she was also on the Central Democratic Committee or the Democratic Central Committee, but she is his handpicked choice. And I'm not for that. I'm not a fan of Tom Denoga's politics. And so to me, if he likes her well enough to hire her and he likes her well enough to endorse her, that's a kind of like a 50-50 for me. I ain't gonna completely zero her out because she's her own person, but she got 50-50. Everybody else is starting on a scale of 100 for me, unless we are associated with somebody else. Okay, let's keep it moving. Councilmanic District 2, which is the Hyattsville, Riverdale, Mount Rainier, that Route 1, East-West Highway area. We have Daniel Armando Jones, not familiar. I believe this is the candidate that Pamela Boozer Struther is supporting. She's the school board member in the area. And then we have good old Victor Ramirez. Anybody have any comments?
I know. I I remember I voted for Victor when he ran for state's attorney because I do think he's a good attorney. So let's see how he does in this race.
Oh wow, you think he's a good attorney? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see him as an incumbent candidate. He's part of the game, the network, the same old, same old. He was a a delegate in Annapolis. I give him a 50-50 too. I'm not going to completely dismiss him, but you know, yeah. Make up your mind, Victor. What do you want to do? You want to be a delegate? You want to be a state's attorney? You want to be a council member? You just want to get a check? I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, yeah, I guess he just decided this time he wasn't going to try to do state's attorney, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Councilmanic District 3 is the incumbent unchallenged Eric Olson. Any thoughts? That's another part of the Route 1 corridor. It's kind of between District 1 and District 2. Oddly enough, District 3 sits in the middle and on Route 1. Eric is a nice person. I'm sorry that he is not running opposed. I don't think anybody should be running unopposed. This council has not represented the interests of Prince George's County, so nobody should get a pass. That's like giving him an A plus, and I don't think he deserves an A plus. But that community over there is tight knit, and they're not going to go up against people because it's a lot of municipalities. And when you're looking for policy approvals and monies and fundings and stuff, you don't want to tick off your representative. So it's not that I don't get it, I just don't like it. So that's my opinion. That's what I'm paid to do. Paid to do here is my opinion. And this is what I enjoy doing, my opinion. And I'm not a candidate of my life. Okay. And I'm saying it with a smile. I'm not bitter or mean or angry. Okay. Councilmanic District 4, that is the Bowie area and a little bit of that what used to be Mitchellville and over to Lanham and Glendale and all of that stuff, that really mixed up district. We have a lot of gerrymandering in Prince George's County local
That's where I
that
first
nobody
saw it.
talks about.
Yeah, that's the
But
first time I
anyway,
saw gerrymandering right here.
right. So Tim Adams is the appointed council member for this district, recently appointed.
Replace them all.
Juliet Agocha, forgive me if I'm not saying your name correctly, but she is also a new person to me. And Unisha Davis, formerly the director of the Office of Community Relations. Yeah, so any comments?
All I say is no incumbents. Replace them all. No
Yep,
incumbents. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
And
and I will say, I'm just wondering because if he has contracts, if Tim Adams has contracts with this county, how is he recusing himself at that time? And I'm just, I understand millionaires well, I hear he's a millionaire, wanting to be involved in politics, but I am just so baffled to be sitting in a seat with uh, a small six-figure job and you have a company to run. So, no.
well, here's the thing. I was really excited about business people running for office. I think that's one of the areas that we are weak in our leadership. We need people who understand finance and budgets and accountability because they have run companies or whatever. Tim is a little bit different. While he is celebrated as being this leader in IT and contracting with the feds and all of this stuff, running a successful company, and he does a lot of philanthropic good in this area. I know several organizations that have benefited from him, but he's also the goddaddy, the money man to
Well,
the rebels.
yes.
He
Yes.
funded their early races.
Yep.
He put them in the seats that they are now in. So he kind of helped to create the chaos that we exist in. And I believe in
Yes.
giving credit where credit is due. And I'm not saying anything that I have not said to Tim to his face. I said it to him at that school board meeting when David Murray, who's now the acting CAO for the council, was advocating on behalf of a public charter school and the developer or the builder in South Lake. And he was saying, oh, I've seen the plans and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And I promise you, if you approve this school, and that's not the role of a school board member. And I said to Tim, why do you uphold this nonsense? You're the grown up in this game. Why do you support them? And it was your money that got them here. And he said, I see what you're saying, but I've come to know some other things or have some other concerns. Sorry, Tim. I know you've been wanting to do something. You ran in for the council of the at-large council seat and you lost. Word on the street was he wanted to run for county executive, but he never put his name up in for that. His wife is the former chief of the circuit. What's that? The circuit court, right, Tanya? Sheila Tillerson Adams.
Yeah, it was
Um,
one of the courts. I can't remember which
she
one.
so he's well established in Prince George's County and Prince George's politics. So, I would give him a 50-50, but I'm giving him like a 25, 75,
I'm giving it
10,
zero.
90.
Zero.
Yeah, zero. Okay. So
Yeah.
then, Juliet, we wish you well. We look forward to learning more about you. And then Unisha Davis, as I said, she was the director of the Office of Community Relations / 311 during the Also Brooks administration. And she reinvigorated, I would say, the work of 311. She brought in new software. She built up the team in both the Office of Community Relations and in 311. And she was very hands on in the community, very present. And her background prior to going into county government was working in the nonprofit sector, which is how I first met her. So we look forward to a good race between her and Juliet and Tim. And may the best woman win. Okay. Next we have that good old Council District 5 that's been turned upside down because good old Jolene Ivy decided that she didn't want to be the District 5 council member anymore. She wanted to be the at-large council member. And so she shook us up, and we got Shayla D. Adams Stafford, whose opponent, who is the incumbent. So she was appointed to this seat. So remember that word appointed is now.
No, she won the election, right? She ran an election. She wasn't.
Well, that was a special election, right?
Right. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it
She
was
won a
made as
special.
well. She ran unopposed. So to me, she was.
No, she didn't
She
run
did not run
unopposed.
opposed.
She
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 had
had an
did.
three.
opponent. It was a
Yeah.
special election, and she won.
Yeah, it was about three people she ran against because
Oh,
we
okay. I'm so.
remember they were all on the show. They came on the CAG.
Oh yeah, that's right. Everybody except her and the other dude, Tiffany's husband. Right? Was that
Well,
that race?
did he ever put his hat in? I
Yeah,
heard he
that
was
was
going to
that
run.
race.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he didn't come on. So yeah,
Okay.
I apologize, Shayla. I stand corrected. But yeah, she has an opponent, Winston Johnson. And so what do you have to say, Tanya?
$36,911.72. That's what she stole from the school system by submitting false invoices for a case that was closed. So you all elected her knowing that she had stolen from children. Remember, we now have this $150 million deficit because of all of this misconduct by school board members who think that they can do bad and then run to another job and never be prosecuted or held accountable. If you all vote her back in, shame on you. She has shown you who she is. She has gotten up. You can out go out and do a Google. Now I try to do a Google on some of those things, so it looks like Channel 4 retired some of those videos. But look at she was one of the key people that tried to get Dr. Juanita Miller removed off of the board. You can look at the videos with the many of videos that she's done for Channel 4 just telling lies on Dr. Miller. Lie after lie after lie after lie. And in the end, what happened? All of their lies just fell flat to the ground. All of everything that they did fell flat to the ground. Dr. Miller won her case and was allowed to stay on the board. And the judge, if you look at the judge's order, he didn't find any of them credible. None of them. It was about what was six of them or seven of them that testified. Judge did not find them credible. Even the documentation they try to put up, this so-called, oh, you will always hear them talk about the OIGE report that they got the IG to cook up, and then a week before it was released, her husband was going around telling everybody to distance themselves from me because I was included in that OIG report. So and was never interviewed by the IG. So yeah. And the judge, even when they submitted that report during Dr. Miller's um trial, her impeachment trial, the judge even said it wasn't credible, competent evidence. He even said what the inspector general for the Department of Education did was basically trash. He wouldn't even allow it as evidence. And and surprisingly, the State Board of Education concurred with what the judge said. So when you look at Shayla Adams Stafford, you think $36,911.72 and a pool of lies to try to get rid of a board chair who was trying to stop all of the corruption on the board.
And she was also a vendor with Park and Planning with her nonprofit organization that was supposed to be teaching what, literacy or
Oh
something.
gosh, yes. The
So she
math.
was
It
the
was math.
reason,
It was
right?
math. And
So
I heard from some of those parents who said that the thing was just a waste of their kids' time.
right. So the integrity is a big question for me because how can you be an education board member, a board of education member, run an education organization, business, nonprofit, tutorial service, and get a contract with a
Right.
government funded entity? Oh, that by the way, now they're pulling money out of Maryland National Park and Planning for her colleagues' pet projects and extra staffing needs, which we really can't
Mm-hmm.
even
Oh,
begin to understand. So
oh,
integrity,
don't forget, she was on the BAFA committee, and she was also on the academic committee that pushed for having all of this um, after school, or this weekend program of teaching math and all of this. So she was on the board pushing the program and then getting the money to fund it. And we have video clips of her teaching on this Saturday while she was a board member.
right? So conflict of interest, unethical, like really. This is what this race is all about, y'all. It's about
Right.
cleaning house. And we just
Yes.
want to not have this power block that has been created that is tearing down this county and making us go even broker than we already is. Okay,
Right.
so Mr. Winston Johnson, we look forward to meeting you. We hope that you have a great race. Feel free to hit us up, introduce yourself. We look forward to having you to come on because we know that she not coming on here to talk to us.
No, she'll
Okay.
pop up on the page saying, "Why are you saying stuff about me?" Because, and one last thing, there was two board members who had submitted invoices inappropriately for reimbursement. The other board member did the right thing and paid the money back. We had already told Shayla Adams Stafford, give the Prince George's County Public Schools back their money and you won't hear another word from us. But no, what does she do? She doubled down on her lie. There is a report that came out. Oh, yeah, I got to say this. There was a report that came out from the OIC's office, and that's the Office of Integrity. What is it? Integrity and something. But Frank Turner. Oh, they're trying to get rid of his office because trying to get their friends in the state to abolish his office because of him investigating her and investigating David Murray for their corruption on the school board. And he, in his report, he clearly said that there was no reason, nothing to support her submitting $36,000 worth of invoices. Matter of fact, when we did our MPIA, uh, some of the information that they sent us, and I guess they did that by mistake, but you can see her attorney talking to the CFO for PGCPS, asking her how should he create his invoice for payment.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Months later on a case that never went nowhere. All
The
right,
case
y'all.
was
So
closed.
Yeah.
It was dismissed, rather.
That's why I said it never went anywhere.
Mm-mm.
All right, so Councilmanic District 6, we know that District 6 is a hotbed district. It is the heart of Prince George's County. It has the Central Avenue corridor, the Blue Line, which is known as the Blue Line corridor. It goes from the Capitol Heights Metro through Largo, up to 301, down 301 on one side and the other side. And so it is a prime district, right? And has a lot of major development projects going on. Six Flags sits in District 6. Unfortunately, we've lost Six Flags. And so we need somebody in this seat who can activate some economic investment. So we have appointed council member Danielle I. Hunter. We have Dominique L. Lamb. We have Joel R. Peebles Jr. We have Crystal Simonica. And here we have Bertrand Tessa
Okay.
and Brittany Vasquez and Michael Jones, who's running as a Republican, and Jonathan White, who's also running as a Republican. So I'm excited about
Mm,
these brothers stepping up,
okay.
even though they may not be Democratic in their registered leaning, but we know that they are committed and engaged Prince Georgians, right? We see them
Mm-hmm.
all the time in our Citizens for Accountability and Governance posts, and they're vocal people. And so we love that when the fall comes and we have the general election, we'll still have some choices on the table, right?
Right.
So let's scroll back up and let's start with this Danielle Hunter person.
And we're gonna vote like they do. They do a star search or one of those things, talent shows. And hit the X right now.
So Danielle Hunter was the appointment secretary to Aisha Brave Boy. So
And
so she was there what, all of a year or so? Not even a year. When was the special election? During the summer or something, right?
yeah,
And
some in
so
June or something like that.
so even when Aisha was acknowledging her at the reception for their swearing in, she didn't have anything to say other than we know you love the community and you've done a lot of work with seniors and you work with your family business. And so, and I read finally they put up a bio on the council website and it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say what she did professionally over the years. I'm all good with somebody being an at-home mom and wife. I'm all good with somebody being in business with their spouse. But how does that all translate into the work of the council? No, I don't see where it does. Maybe the aviation part, they have an aviation training business. So maybe she can work on the noise abatement issues surrounding the airports, the local airports, and Andrews Air Force Base. But other than that, I just don't see it. She told me she wasn't political. She doesn't owe anybody any favors. I'm sorry, girlfriend. The county executive spoke on your behalf to endorse you. Don't tell me you don't owe nobody nothing. You mustn't be politically naive if you think that you don't owe nobody nothing, because ain't nobody gonna step up for you like that and tell people that they
Mm-hmm.
should support you and you don't owe them something. I mean, come on. So she's a no because she's now an incumbent. So she's an
Yeah,
as Tanya
yeah,
said.
yeah.
No.
And the thing is, I'm sorry, if you know that the county executive saying something is basically putting her thumb on the scale, do the thing of integrity and ask them not to.
Right.
I'm sorry. Just say don't do it. Let
Right.
me win on my own accord. But oh no, we've
Right.
been there, done that. We are done with that in Prince George's County.
Yep. So no, sorry, you're a no. Dominique Lamb, we don't know
Don't
her.
know.
Committee for Real Change. I don't have any notes for her coming in, so we look forward to learning more about you, Ms. Lamb. And
Man, I feel old with this one.
Joel R. Peoples
I
Jr.
remember when he was born. So I feel old with this one. when I was at Jericho. So I would like to learn more.
Okay. I have been quite impressed with Mr. Peoples' presentation online. I've had the opportunity to give him a little bit of feedback, and he took my feedback, and I have seen it. Um, I think he's on the right track with his platform. He has worked in the county council space, and so that's a good thing. Don't know sure why he's not still there, but I can imagine why. And so I am like you, Tanya. We look forward to learning more about his candidacy and his desire to serve the people of Prince George's County. And let me just say this, as Tanya said, he is a child of the City of Praise, formerly known as Jericho City of Praise family. He is a grandson of the founders, the Peebles.
Dr.
And a lot of people
Yeah,
know Apostle Betty
Betty
and
Peoples. Yeah.
the late Apostle Betty Peebles, and his father is currently serving as the pastor along with his mother, Yolanda Peebles. And this this ministry has been very much a part of not just Prince George's County, but they were started in DC. And so they are well known in this region as well as I would say globally, right? And so, but what I want to do for what I want to ask for Joel Jr. is that people let him stand on his own merit. He's married, he has a family, and so I think that we should give him grace that he is not the church. There is a separation of church and state. His politics are not based on the whatever decisions the people's family, the city of praise, whatever their issues have been. He is like Tanya said, she remembers him being born, right? So he's young, and we want to give him the lane that he has earned educationally, professionally, and now civically engaged, and let him be evaluated on his own merit. And so we look forward to that, Joel. So y'all, in the
Hmm.
in the words of the church mother, leave that baby alone. All right. Crystal Simonica, anybody familiar?
Nope. Got to learn more about her.
We look forward to learning more about your campaign. As I said before, Ms. Tessa, we don't know you, so we're looking forward to hearing from you as well. Brittany Vasquez, same. um, Michael Jones and Jonathan White. We are familiar with you all and
Hmm.
your thoughts, but we do look forward to more about what your vision would be as a council member, where your priorities lie. If everybody goes to elections.maryland.gov, you can find all of these people. Their links are in their individual profile boxes. Going forward, we will eventually be putting out some things for each of these races, and hopefully eventually bringing them onto CAG Chat. Next is Councilmanic District 7, run led by current chair Crystal Oriada. I can't say it like she says it. I'm gonna do the best I can. Oriada. She's running unopposed, as y'all can see, which I don't like. I said it before. We have all
Hmm.
said it. Nobody should be running unopposed.
Yes,
I
especially with this
know that
council.
everybody in District 7 is not happy about her. So it's sad that people don't feel empowered to put their name up against certain people. And let that speak for itself. I don't know that she's so beloved or she's so feared. But either way, no.
Mm.
I'm disappointed that nobody put their hat in the race.
Same with District 8.
District 8, here we go. Now, somebody actually said, a few people, there was some running commentary on one of the Facebook posts, and people were like, yeah, Edward is too this, that, he's retaliatory. People are afraid of him. People don't want to go up against him. And so, all of that is what they have alleged. I have not heard him threaten anybody directly. But again, we know that everybody is not satisfied with how he has carried himself in District 8.
Well, and we didn't have to hear. We saw it. We saw it play
Well,
out with Dr. Miller. You didn't have
but
to
we,
hear it. He
but we
played it
are,
out.
well, you're his constituent, right? But
Oh yeah.
other people are not. And so his constituents who are not pleased with him, they should have
No, but my point is the comments that they said that you said that they made, and I'm just
Oh,
saying
I
we
got
have
you.
seen it. We
Right.
have
Yes, we
seen it.
had.
We didn't have to hear it. We
Right.
saw him play it out.
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. But I meant more or less based on what they were saying. I had not witnessed their examples or their suggestion of it all. And so I was speaking on behalf of what I know about what they said. And so,
Right.
yes, we have seen it. It's on video. He said that Polytricks, he knows all about how to play the game and cutting deals, and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. And
And
so,
threatening
God
people
bless
to
y'all.
to leave their jobs. Yeah, we don't seen it all.
Yeah, God bless y'all with 4 more years with Ed Burrows. Okay.
Well,
No,
and at this point, oh, go ahead, Donna.
and we also know about his issuing contracts to his friends because they lost their
Mhm.
job, or issuing contracts to other people because they can, so they'll have a, what do you call, advocacy? What do you call it? When somebody goes out and speak for you, I'm having a brain freeze.
Oh, what?
Surrogate, a
Huh?
surrogate.
Or
No,
an advocate.
it's an advocate, but it's specifically that federal government people have when they have people go out and fight for things that they want, and
A
Oh, you mean like
lobbyist.
lobbyists?
lobbyists. Thank you. That's what it is. Yeah, Edward Burroughs needed a lobbyist for the school board.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they hired their own lobbyists.
And the attorney that they had a special meeting, and they decided in the special meeting, since Dr. Miller refused to participate in the foolishness, they had a side meeting and called it. And only the people who were there at the side meeting, who got invited to the side meeting, voted. And at that meeting, it was determined that they were going to hire this attorney, that the contract
You
was
talking about
well
you talking
over.
about the Pew contract,
Oh, y'all
like the
hold
Soul
tight.
Train, the
You
Pew contract.
know,
Hold tight, y'all. Remember what I said
Um,
about
it
coming out
what
it
of the
makes
dark?
contract?
no sense.
Huh?
But
What contract?
The Pew contract.
There's no such thing. I don't
Well,
recall.
what
it
happened
didn't get
was
issued.
this is what the funny part about that.
Well,
So remember during Dr. Miller's impeachment trial, their own att- the own attorney that they hired to represent them allowed he questioned Burroughs to the point. Now I don't listen to this a few times. He questioned Burroughs to the point that he caused his own client to confess to a crime under oath. So um basically Edward Burroughs admitted that he signed this contract with Pew. They had this meeting, and remember Roger Thomas. Roger told them during the meeting,
mhm.
y'all really don't have a quorum, and I don't think this is a legal meeting. And that's when Edward pulled out his letter from Julian Ivy, talking about how Julian Ivy gave it a legal opinion and all this other stuff about this was a quorum, and he didn't want to listen to the attorney the real attorney who was hired to do his job. I mean, Roger had his issues, but
Yeah.
Roger was giving him credible information. And so they went ahead and had the meeting. Edward signed the contract because Dr. Miller was not going to sign it because it was not a legal meeting. And then they tried to execute the contract, invited uh, Attorney Pugh, and I don't want to give her full name because she just innocently got caught up in their foolishness. But she attended the board meeting, and said that she had a contract signed by Edward Burroughs. And then once Edward Burroughs found out that the contract was fraudulent, as he said under oath, he had the contract last, and then all of a sudden the contract disappeared. So we know the contract existed because Attorney Pugh showed up for that board meeting that was in executive session. She couldn't have gotten the information unless she got it from a board member. So
And my
yes,
representative, I called her and asked her about it, and she confirmed that that took place.
yeah, even though she
So
really wasn't
my
supposed to.
representative, no,
So we
she wasn't.
so
But
we
I
know
was like,
the
I courted
contract
you.
existed. We know Edward Burroughs signed the contract illegally, thinking that being chair pro tem gave him the authority after the meeting ended to continue to act like a board chair. But anyway,
Okay.
that's who's running unopposed, y'all. I
Right.
Yeah,
understand he
I'm
cuts
new
your
to that.
grass. I understand he cuts your grass and he
You want
puts
to know
light
how I knew
bulbs
about the
up.
contract?
How that?
Before I met you all's group and understood what was actually happening on the progressive wing of the spectrum in the circles that I was running, they were saying how Juanita wouldn't sign this contract. And I'm like, why would she sign a contract? Never knew that there was no quorum and all the rest of the illegal things that were happening. All I knew, because that was the narrative that was pushed, was she wouldn't sign the contract. And, that led me to understand and believe that now that I have the full scope and the full picture, that something was awry. There's no way
Mhm.
that they can say there was no contract because there were quite a few of us.
Mhm.
I'm not going to say any names, but the people in the circle that I ran with, some of them who are elected officials and some who are, well, yeah, all of them are elected officials at this point. They were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So the other thing I want to say about it is, and Dr. Miller was publicly asked to resign on the lies of these people
Yes.
in
That's
the
right.
press on camera by
Mm-hmm.
the then county executive Angela Also Brooks, who the people elevated to the seat of
Senate.
U.S.
I mean,
Senate.
come.
and
And
to this day, I'm the only person who publicly apologized.
no,
Yes.
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 And my thing is, she has not apologized publicly or privately the last time I asked. None of the elected people who would not support Juanita publicly have apologized
Mhm.
publicly,
But
and
took photo ops.
probably not privately, but they were all in Annapolis taking pictures with her.
Mm-hmm.
So when y'all want to talk about why we say what we say, it's fact based. It ain't emotion based. Like I
That's
see
right.
some people, thank you all for following us through this conversation on Facebook. When we are giving background on the people, it's not about liking or disliking the person. It's
Right.
about analyzing their criteria, their background, their qualifications.
Their ethics.
I know a lot of people, and like Victor Ramirez is one of them. People say, I don't have anything against Victor Ramirez. Politically, I just never was feeling him, right? He's nice to me. We say hello, how are you, whatever. I know some of his circle. That sometimes concerns me. Who your friends are. Are your friends, and this is for
Mm-hmm.
any of the candidates, I'm not pointing out Victor specifically with this, but when I'm looking at conflicts of interest or potential for conflicts of interest, who are you aligned with? Yes, I know that all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of people give donations, but some people are doing it strictly for business and there's no personal attachment. And other people are your friends, your fraternity, your sorors, your this, your that, your link sisters, your ladies of distinction, your black women, this and that, and the bros, 100 men. All of that starts to weigh down
Right.
the integrity of our
That's right.
government.
Yeah.
Whether it's intentional or unintentional, this is where we are. The black people done made it too black. We too blackety black that we can't see straight, right? It's too dark. And I don't mean that racistly. I mean that in the sense that we are blinded by our allegiances to one another. But as women or as bros or as black people, we got to get out of that. So anyway, before
Or
we go
by
down there,
party.
before I go down there, let's get to District 9. So District
Yes.
9 is a very special race for the CAG family. We have Tamara Davis Brown, we have Kim Carter, we have Amara Crooms, Leslie Dwight, Sherman Hardy, Jerome
Big time.
Woo! Woo!
Chackaw,
Big
Woo!
time.
Saquon Swint, Lolita E. Walker,
Oh,
Eleanor A. Washington,
wow.
Jesse A. Peed, who's running as a Republican. So
Okay.
let's chew on District 9 for a minute, y'all. And remember that the outgoing council member is Sidney Harrison, who thinks he done so good that he should run for the whole county, and he couldn't even handle District 9. Okay? So I'm putting that out there. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. Y'all can be mad at me. All the other people said it too. They don't want him running. They don't want him to win at large. He ain't do no good. I'll give him this one credit. And then I'll open it up for y'all. I'll run through everybody one on one. The one thing I will say about Sidney is he told the line on trying to maintain integrity in the council. He didn't always vote against things, but he did speak up when he had objections. And he was coming out the block the first thing in 20 after 2022 election. He was right there. But his outreach, no disrespect to his team, everybody on his team, y'all are cool people. But he's not that person. Like, people need to be communicated with. Somebody was talking about Walla having another meeting in Brandywine. And she's the new at-large member running for District 5 congressional, right? But she done had more at-large conversations on unique topics than Sidney done had in all of his 8 years as a council member. All of the 7 years that Calvin Hawkins was an at-large member. So I can't see him trying to be the at-large person. That's just my opinion. And so we're going to go back up to the top of this and let y'all have at it. So Tamara Davis Brown, who wants to talk?
Well, I mean, Tamara's a nice person. And she's been around in the community, so
Okay.
we know of her.
Okay. So Tamara has been a long time voice in the District 9 community. She's run for this seat a couple of times. She also ran for Senate in District 26. And she's very engaged in what I would call the GOTV of
Freeze.
politics.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's really tied to registering people to vote and holding, forums. She's been involved in the Divine Nines forum agendas, and so she's an active voice in the county. Kim Carter. Anybody know Kim Carter?
Don't know her.
Nope, not familiar. Okay. We look forward to hearing more from you, Miss Carter. Amara Crooms. Y'all want me to take
No,
that one?
no, just seen his commercials, but internet commercials, but don't know him.
Okay, so Amara, I did not know until all of this got started. So I've had the opportunity to talk to him face to face a few times, not on the phone or anything like that. He's very environmentally leaning, it seems. I don't know anything about his professional background. I've not taken time to really read about him. So I look forward to learning more about him as well. Leslie Dwight, I had an opportunity to meet her at my church. She is in ministry at the Community of Hope under the pastorage of Tony Lee. I'm going to hold my other commentary until later in the campaign season. I'm a holder. I got to do a little bit more research. And And then let's save Mr. Hardy for last. Let's
Okay.
go to Jerome Lattisaw.
Don't know.
I mean, that name is familiar. Don't
I
know.
know, because I started, what is he related to Stacy? But
Right. I don't know if this is her brother. I don't know anything about her family. So, curious, Mr. Lattisaw. Not that we want you running because if you are related to her, but that might help. She might be able to sing Love on a Two-Way Street. Okay. Voting on a two-way. Okay, never mind. Would y'all roll? Okay. Saquon Swint, also Democrat.
yeah, don't
Not
know.
familiar. So y'all let us know.
Okay, let's skip Walker and let's go, and then we'll come back.
Okay. Eleanor A. Washington.
Don't know.
I don't know that name. Okay. Jesse A. Peed is running
Yeah.
as a Republican, so we will see him again on the general ballot.
Okay.
You want to go to Lolita E. Walker first?
Yeah.
Okay, go
Let's
ahead.
do that. Let's do that. Now, here's the Lolita's a nice person, but here's the problem that I have. When Lolita ran for this position, we were approached by former board member Sonia, and oh Lord, Sonia's name hit.
Hold up, back up. When she was running up, when she was considering the school board position, she
Right, when she was
recently
considered,
resigned from the school board.
she recently resigned, but before, when she was running for this position to fill Sonia's spot, when Sonia decided that she was not going to seek reelection for the school board, one of the commitments that she made when we spoke to her was that she would not leave the school board to go and run for another position, because that was one of the things that we specifically asked. We said we're tired of school board members using the school board as their springboard to another office. And that was one of the things that she said she would not do. And she's done it. The other things that I have a problem with is during the time when Dr. Miller, the height of a lot of what was going on with the block trying to persecute Dr. Miller, there were board members on there that did nothing but sit in silence. I mean,
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons why we didn't support Sephora Miller, Dr. Sephora Miller's candidacy when she ran for school board. And it was because of her refusal to speak up. The board is a self governing body. And to a point, the council has to be too. And so if people are afraid to speak up for what is right, like you said, Sydney was trying to toe the line. She didn't do that on the board. There was I, Levon, you said someone had mentioned about our legal fees that we were costing the school system.
We
And
didn't cost it.
but wait a minute, because of us filing our things. Well, the leader had an opportunity to cut some of that out, because when Shipley Horn had interjected themselves in our judicial review that dealt with the removal of members of the block, when and she was vice chair at that time, when she had the ability to speak up to stop Shipley Horn from coming into the courtroom, giving misleading information in open court, she did nothing about it. I wrote every board member and told them what Dennis Whitley was doing. She was in leadership. She did nothing to hold the any member of that board accountable. And now let's fast forward to here again. Here's another opportunity to toe the line and do what is right. Dr. Sean Joseph, everybody knows that his appointment is as illegal as two left thumbs. What happened? It just makes no sense what happened with him. It is clear, it was clearly an illegal appointment. And his contract was outrageous. Now, this is one time Shipley Horn did a decent job, because they sent out flags to the board about that contract. Lolita was one of the deciding votes, because the other one could have been Amy. It could have been her or Amy, but but she was the experienced board member. And instead of standing up for what was right during that vote on June 26, 2025, she's going to sit here and say, well, I know that there's some issues going on with the contract, but I'm going to vote so that we can sign this a contract for Dr. Sean Joseph, and we'll deal with the politics on the other end. The politics had to do with the red flags in the contract.
Yep.
So she just said, I'm going to sign the contract, which at that point, it becomes a binding agreement. There's no dealing on the back end. So when you can't even understand something on that level, something that elementary on a legal level, I don't want you as a representative on the council, because the council is more than just land use. They are supposed to write the laws for this local government. And so and then now, but let me say this last thing. And the biggest thing is we now have this $150 million budget deficit.
171.
And in the middle of this, it's 171 now?
Yes.
Okay, so now the budget deficit is 100. See, I knew something was up, because see, remember, they kept saying it was $150 million, but what didn't make sense was they kept saying it's $150 million that have to be cut from the 2026-2027 budget. But we're seeing all this activity where the superintendent is taking money from people today, taking money from bus drivers, taking money from teachers, going into the schoolhouse and taking the discretionary money that principals need to operate their schools. This started in November. He started robbing Peter to pay Paul in November, but now wants us to believe there's only a $150 million deficit. The board's responsibility is oversight. And there has not been anything one board member has said other than to run around with this little fake email that you're sending out, letter, trying to blame Angela Also Brooks and try to blame the General Assembly for this deficit. Saying, well, they took that the energy tax money and they took the telephone tax money away from us. That money was already earmarked for special education.
But they also didn't contest it in Annapolis either.
Well, some board members did. You got to remember, that's when Judy Mickens Murray went behind the board's back.
Oh,
and she
yeah,
was the
that's
chair.
right.
She was the chair because she was trying to be on Team Also Brooks.
That's right.
Exactly. She's trying to be on Team Also Brooks. Hey, did that work out for you, Judy? Did she give you a job? She went behind the board's back and testified against them. So that's what happened with that. But the bottom line is that money that came away from there was it doesn't impact, because they don't want to tell everybody about this $94 million that has been spent recklessly from June since Dr. Joseph has come. She is supposed to have oversight on that. She did nothing. She said we're going to deal with the politics on the back end and did nothing. Just a lot of blabber, blah 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 blah. So no to not only current incumbents on the council, but if they're trying to fly off the board to get to the council, no. We don't need no more recycling.
Zero. And she's being endorsed by the outgoing member, Sydney Harrison. And we don't want any endorsements by sitting members, incumbents. No.
Nope.
Now, last is this dude named Sherman Hardy.
Woo.
What y'all got to say about Mr. Hardy?
Can I go first?
Go ahead, bro.
Yes, bro.
Brother Sherman.
Everything but a child of God.
Brother Sherman, what I'm saying to you is dear from my heart, and I mean it with all I have. You remind me from the standpoint of youth. When I came into the school system at 28. I was told I was too young to be a supervisor. Man, I'm supervising people 60 years old. Man, I got a kid your age and all of that. And man, I just want to say to you that I'm proud of you for stepping out as a young black man, being confident and diligent, and you research and you provide factual information behind who you are as a person and as a person who's running for a seat. I wish you all the best, and I just pray that you will stay as intuitive as you are, as intelligent as you are, and unbendable. And when the corruption comes, when you have the opportunity to be in politics for Prince George's County, stay true to who you are. Don't bend because that is what we need. And I have not said one iota about this person that I'm about to say something about. And I feel this is the perfect time to say this. This is some of the same things I said to Mr. Edward Burroughs when I met him as a student, a 12th grade student on the school board. I was so elated that that brother came onto the board, and I heard him speak when they first brought him on, and stuff like that is dear to my heart because as black men, we don't have a lot of people to tell us, "Hey, go, man, do this," and reach back and depart our experience on that young brother because we scared, oh, he's going to outshine me. And I remember giving Mr. Burrow some words of encouragement and encouraging him to be the best that he could be. And it pained me because we had a show one time. He posted my whole case over our CAG chat and all on our page and stuff. And he knows, just like Virginia Jacobs, what really went down with me. So when I see younger brothers like yourself running for politics, I say stay true to yourself. Don't be afraid to buck the system when you know something is being wrong that includes corruption. And man, I just wish you the best. And Sherman gave me this tripod that my phone is sitting on right now. And I didn't even know him that well. We had a CAG meeting at the Ruby Tuesdays down in Clinton. And my man came out and gave me a tripod, said, I'm tired of seeing you wiggling on camera when we present. And we didn't know each other that well then, but I thought that was a heartfelt gift from him. I wasn't expecting that. And if I must say, a lot of politicians, you need to show your heart and your human side sometimes. And Sherman, that was my human side from you when you gave me that tripod, brother. And I'm still using it to this day.
Yes. No.
Whatever, Donna.
Donna.
Okay. I too, am very proud of you. I mean, I am very proud because I know your heart as well. And it is so important that we finally start looking at a person's character, just not the name recognition. People say, oh, I know that name. That's the only name I know. It's not about that. And I want you to also let people know all the ways that they can support you financially, not just on what is that site for Democrats, but any other ways that people can support you, because that Democrat site is a little shady sometimes. I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. But let them know all the ways to support you and how you need support. And don't be afraid to ask your family, us, what you need to do. I mean, what you need us to do,
Right.
to support you. Do not, hesitate to ask. As long as it's not like 7 in the morning and long,
Sherman, you know you can call me at 7. Don't call Donna.
don't you call
Nah,
me
you
then.
don't want people texting and stuff before
It's
9
after
o'clock.
9. After
Even though I
9.
did
This
get a text
No,
message
no,
at
Donna
it's really
is
10.
10.
I'm
Donna's
10.
Hey,
10.
Sherm, if you get down on a bushel of crabs, you can call at 7 in the morning.
Okay,
Don't even worry
yeah,
about it.
you could, and let me know that that's happening and that's going down
You
once
gotta
I
text her
finish my
first.
task. Yeah.
Because look, your phone gonna go to voicemail because you ain't
Oh
on the
yeah.
list.
I'm about to remove Tanya from the be able to get in. Calling me.
So, Tanya, do you want to say something about Mr. Hardy's
I
candidacy?
Yes, Mr. Hardy with a heart.
Amen.
You know, it takes character because the stuff that the lies that have been put out about Dr. Juanita Miller during that
Me,
situation.
Derek.
I mean, these people were constantly lying. The bloc, let me say these people, the progressive bloc was constantly lying because they did not want their corruption exposed. And it takes a lot to come up and say, wow, I was wrong. I had misinformation. You don't see that a lot in
Mhm.
the politics in Prince George's County. And for me, because I supported one of your opponents last time, and I'm supporting you because that level of character. Not only did you see, okay, I need to correct what I did. Got out, made a difference because we we were nowhere near the technology before you came. So, we were just a little recording and posting to Facebook. But you brought everything to a new level, and it's because your heart is in making things better for Prince George's County. And like Donna said, people need to know how to support you because um, your candidacy is the right candidacy, is what we need in Prince George's County on this council. People, we're going to need somebody because you have District 7 and District 8 running unopposed. We need folks in there that can neutralize their foolishness, someone who will stand up and say no to their foolishness. You have people that we get, they have the integrity, but they don't want to make waves.
Thank you.
They don't want to say, no, we're not going to do this and explain to the public why we can't do it. Instead of, I don't know about signing no more bills that don't have a fiscal note, but then you go ahead and vote for it. We saw enough of that on the council. And then what do? They hightail and they run someplace else into the administration after voting all these bad bills in place. We need someone who's going to stand up with integrity and speak loud. And so, Sherman, I know I'm old enough to be your mother. I know that. You're younger than my son, but I am so proud of you.
All right, my turn. Batman.
Oh, I love that. Oh, yeah.
Batman.
That's
So,
right. I love
so,
that one.
so Sherman was running for the county executive seat in 2022.
22.
And he had all these things he was putting out and posting and stuff. And so I kind of questioned him or whatever. And I made a couple of recommendations because, I wasn't for the incumbent, no way. So I just wanted somebody else to maybe at least embarrass her, even if she were to win. I needed people to really have a good run, right? And he was so responsive and respectful. And that is how he continues to be. Now, he has become very familiar with us, older people, and we call him the boss sometimes. Like Tanya said, he has brought us into this new space of technology. And if he had his druthers, we would be sitting in a studio and we would have a whole team and we would have different cameras. And if nothing else, we have green screens in our homes, and we don't have those yet.
And we will have LeVar on camera right now, too.
I'm not on camera.
You still sharing love.
Oh, okay. I'm
She's
sorry.
on.
I didn't know I had to keep going back and forth. So anyway, y'all can hear me. I
Yeah, we
see
can hear you.
me. Y'all, they see me.
We
And
see
so
you.
what I
I
would
No,
say,
No, we do, but not them.
Not the
Oh,
Okay,
public.
well, they can
Stop
hear
sharing
me.
your screen. But yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
so I love how Sherman is analytical. He does research. He asks questions. He gives deep thought, sometimes too much deep thought. Too many days a week. Are there 8 days in a week? Then Sherman is working on the eighth day at 5 p.m., 11 o'clock. And he'll be telling us not to send him stuff. But that's the kind of work person, the kind of commitment that we need on the council, because I've been inside and I know that we have limitations on research. We have limitations on how people process legislation. We have limitations on the quality of the some of the staffing of council offices, right? Like every council office doesn't have a formula that they have to follow for their staffing. And so they have to work on committees. And through the committees, you work with agencies and you ask questions of the people in the agencies. And then the agencies go back to the county executive. And so I know that Sherman will make demands of how protocol and procedure and policies are followed and developed and analyzed. And that is so refreshing. The last time I had somebody that I would say was compared, that I would compare Sherman to, is Derek Leon Davis and Rashawn L. Baker III. And that is not because he has their personality types, but because he has their desire to learn, to understand, and to execute. They are each their own persons, right? But those are the qualities that Sherman has. If he doesn't know, he's going to find out. And I like the fact that you brought up, Sherman, that you used to be involved with this circle of people who have all now been successful in their, their elevation to their seats. He is a I would say not a loner, but he has a very individual spirit. He likes to be on his own. He likes to do things the way he likes to do them, but he's very much collaborative and a builder, a team person, and all the things that we need in District 9. And so we are honored to have Sherman as part of our team, and we look forward to hearing from him at another time. The Republican, we don't know. We already said that. Let's go to state's attorney real quick. We don't really have to give as much time to all of these because we don't. I mean, we've seen Juanica Fisher and we've seen Tara Jackson, and I think we can revisit them unless y'all have something pressing to say
Well,
about them.
look, I'm gonna say one thing. Now, if if you needed an attorney to represent you in a criminal matter, or you needed an attorney to prosecute a criminal matter, are you gonna go and get an attorney that has never prosecuted a case like that?
And
Are
which
you gonna
person would that be?
that would be and Juanica's she seems like a very nice person,
We're
but
not gonna deal with nice. We talking about
yeah, we're talking
prosecution.
about but yeah, we're talking about
Not
experience.
the pleasantries.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Well, yeah, I to me, I'm not gonna go if I need to have brain surgery, I'm not going to an intern. I'm not going to somebody who's still in their residency. And so when you're talking about someone to prosecute the criminal matters for the county, and I've done some research, and all I can find her court cases are basically there's 6 cases, unless there's more out there, and we'll do some more research. But what I found out so far is it's about 6 cases, and they're traffic cases. I mean, come on. We have to stop doing this of electing people because of popularity. If she wants a job, then go find a job. Go get a job. Go get some experience. But 10 years having your law degree, or 10 years, just say 10 years since you passed the bar, is your experience. That is not enough experience to be running the entire state's attorney's office. It's just not. And we need to just start thinking rationally, y'all. And because you get what you pay for. I mean, we have not had good representation in the state's attorney's office in a good while. It is
Mhm.
time to make a difference. Um, you know, what I'm seeing coming right now with the interim, Tara Jackson, well, she ain't prosecuted all the cases we want now, but at least she's prosecuting some cases, and it looks like she knows what she's doing. We don't need on the job training. We've already been through that with two sessions, 16 years of state's attorneys. We don't need to do no more of that. So it is Juanica, get some experience and maybe come back in 6 and 8 years. But right now, you're not there, sweetie. Mm-mm.
Well, what I said to her when I talked to her was I would have preferred that she'd stay in the council. And she said she always wanted to be the state's attorney. And I said, and if I were advising you, I would have told you to practice law. Like I don't have any shade for her passion, but I just don't think that the trajectory or the path that she has taken, it's like everybody's trying to follow. I don't even know whose path they're following, but yeah, I agree with you. I mean, yeah. And so, as forgive me, people who are watching, Karen Piper Mitchell is the third candidate, and I decided to go ahead and look her up since she's one of the fewer down the road. She oversees 60 since 2011, she oversees 60 attorneys and staff in daily office operations in Charles County as a deputy state's attorney.
Mm.
So she already has that state's attorney experience. Um, so curious to, learn more about her. She looks a little familiar to me now that I'm looking her up. I mean, she does live in the county. Of course, she has to live in the county. But her name was familiar to me. So I said, well, let me go look her up. And then we have clerk of the court, Mahassan El Amin is the incumbent, and Kiana Johnson is the challenger. Don't have much to say about that race. We look forward to learning more about Kiana, and
Yeah.
yeah, we'll save that commentary. Register of Wills. Um,
Hmm.
we
Antoine
have
Brown is
Antoine C. Brown, which I is a name familiar to me. I
me
think
too.
does he follow us on CAG? And
Oh.
Kayla D. Bryant and Belinda Queen Cunningham, the Queen. She got boots on the ground. David Jack, not familiar.
Mm-mm.
January McKay has joined the effort to be in an elected position again. We're familiar with her. Stephanie V. Overton Stannard, PhD. And here's your big surprise, Tanya.
Oh,
Rosalind Pugh. I didn't send that one to you intentionally.
she's running for clerk of the court again?
No, Register of
Oh,
Wills.
registered of wills. Oh, so be over orphan court. Okay. Hmm.
So we talk about people coming out of the dark.
I will say, well, let's go through the last one, then we'll go
And
make
then
a
there's
comment.
Jocelyn Rout. Oh, they
Mm.
can't see my face. Dang, man, I'm mad y'all didn't tell me that at the beginning. I would have been switching or gotten a second device.
Well, you can always say, look, show up later after you
Little
finish the
Miss,
list.
Little Miss, former appointed school board member that rubber stamped everything. And
The
okay, anybody.
block wanted, yeah, rubber stamped everything the block wanted, including that MOU that busted the budget for the P3.
And
Yeah.
she got a nice little cushy job with Maryland Park and Planning now, so it paid off. Starsha Sewell, not familiar. Angela R. Smith, not familiar. Desdemona B. Smith, not familiar. And here's another familiar
Oh,
name,
former principal. Yeah.
Linda Thornton Thomas, NAACP
ACP.
president.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so what you want to say about Miss Pugh?
Well, I was very disappointed in that situation that involved Mrs. Pugh, Rosin Pugh. And she's a great attorney. Trust me, I tried to hire her to do my divorce because she's a good attorney. But very disappointed with her connection that she had with that situation with the block. So I have to see some redemption there. Uh, and she may decide, "Oh, who are you?" But I would say we need to see some redemption there because that was a very ugly scene. Um, there could have been some things that she could have done differently with that situation, so it would not have had to be dragged out. Like just give up her copy of the contract, of that signed contract that she had from Edward Burroughs. But yeah, it I would just like to see some redemption there from that
Well, it's for
situation.
me, it's about integrity. Maybe if she was the only candidate that was an option, we could just run with her. But I feel like she has stayed silent for whatever reason. She didn't want to incriminate herself. Integrity would have said, here's the contract, and I want to see justice served. Again, we support some women and not all women, some sorors, not all sorors, some frat bros, but not all frat bros. So we gotta have some standards and some consistency here. So let me
Hmm.
not we're gonna have a little bit of conversation about the people that we know since we talked about Rosalind. So we have Belinda Queen Cunningham, who everybody knows is the advocate of all advocates. She served on the Prince George's County Board of Education for District 6, and now she wants to help the seniors and make sure that they are legally covered and that they know about the resources through the Register of Wills and that family properties are protected and on so on and so forth. So we have the Queen, Belinda. And then we have January McKay, who has not held public office. I don't know if January was on the Democratic Central Committee before, but I know she's run for office before. I didn't notice her name earlier, so I didn't refresh my memory. But she's very active in the community over time, young woman. So we have that. Her. Actually, Sarita Lee has served for 20 years. I didn't realize that in
I
this.
didn't realize that.
Yes, she
Oh.
has had this cushy job for 20 years. And I don't say cushy because I'm not saying there's no work involved, but it's a big paycheck with the Register of Wills. She has been
Hmm.
quiet. She has stayed out of the way of people. And they basically gave her the green light to keep on running as long as she wanted. Nobody challenged her that I guess was capable of winning. So, yeah, she's retiring and, God bless her. Thank you, Sarita.
Wow, that's
Rita's
lots.
always been gracious whenever I've seen her, no matter the circumstance. So I always appreciate people who show respect. Scrolling past Jocelyn as I talk about respect. If you know, you know. Linda Thornton Thomas is the president of the NAACP. She also served on the Board of Education as an appointed member, correct? Was she an appointed member?
I think
Um,
so.
no, yeah, she was
Yeah.
elected. She was
She
an
was
elected.
elected.
She was an elected board member.
Okay. So I don't have any issues with her, but I don't like how she runs the NAACP. We don't see nothing, hear nothing. They don't do nothing. Every time they post about a meeting, it's at the last minute. And then it's always about something that we already know about, have talked about. And so, wishing her well in her race as she campaigns. But again, people who are very entwined into the business and the people of Prince George's County, I'm not sure about Linda. I feel like she has some alliances that, you know, seemingly some alliances, I'll say it that way, that I don't know. Then we have the judge of the Orphans Court, Wendy Elise Cartwright. These are the people that I always just check, 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 and whatever
Well,
I see it.
yeah, because I think Wendy graduated from Suitland, I believe.
Oh, okay. Then we have Jason A. Deloach, whose name I know Wendy's name is familiar, and then Jason A.
Yeah.
Deloach is a familiar. Athena Malloy Groves,
Oh, these are new name. Okay.
I know
So,
her through her husband Jason Groves. They were Baker supporters
I
back in
went
the
to
day.
college with Athena's brother.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were Baker supporters back in the day. I don't have any personal relationship or whatever. Sheriff John D.B. Carr is the incumbent person. Ron Oliver is his opponent. Um, don't know about Ron Oliver.
Mm-mm.
I don't have any issues with John D.B. Carr. He's, we've been talking a little bit more over the past year. Um, I haven't put my feelers out to my sheriff deputy friends. So, we'll see how this race pans out.
I know he's gonna get us for not inviting him on the show after he asked us over a year ago.
Who?
The sheriff.
Oh,
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 well,
we can.
we
That,
you
look,
know,
the
that
only problem, look, he was fine with me until I saw him carrying those crabs at the Free County Crab Fest. That's the
child.
that's the only problem I had right there. But
Y'all talk about
but
my man John Carr.
yeah, but
Mhm.
I have to say, I mean, and Chief Hyde, Sheriff Hyde did a great job getting a lot of things cleaned up, and I like it when you can pay the sheriff and see that people are getting served timely before um, these summons run out. So I have to, say I enjoy seeing that.
So this is the Republican candidates list, and for Legislative District 23, Jesse A. Peed also is registered.
I was going to say, wasn't he on the council?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm.
Let's see.
Well,
Uh,
you know what? About the council, I'm glad I'm seeing people who are running, who are not listening to the "oh, wait your time"
yes,
uh,
Yeah.
commands coming
yes.
from.
Yeah, we not fans of that. We made it very clear. Anybody and everybody should run, right?
Right.
That's what we want. We want people to see your name, get to know you, do your best job, and then come back. This
Can
is
I
the
say
Democratic
something?
Central Committee.
Oh, Sherman
Can I
has
say
something.
something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I gotta stop doing that. But
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
come on, y'all remember what this means?
I can't really see your hand.
Yeah, you doing this?
Yeah, that was
That
from
means go in your room.
no, that was from our guest when we had the debate.
Oh,
Oh,
Never mind. Anyway,
I don't
so
I
remember.
don't remember.
yeah,
Sherman
what
keep
y'all
forgetting we older than him.
not that much older.
Ah, I wouldn't say that.
me
You know,
either.
I'm the eldest in spirit. Well, not spirit, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I was told to wait my turn too. That's all I want to say. And I'm still wondering when my turn is gonna come up because the person that told me that is no longer my senator. They then moved on, working it elsewhere and ain't heard cat, dog, piss or nothing.
It ain't your turn yet,
Right?
according to
Sometimes you
them.
gotta make your turn,
You
brother.
gotta
I guess
make it,
not.
yes.
But that's
I
all I
I,
want to say.
I like to shout out. I think you mentioned Dr. Stephanie Overton Stenard. Stephanie and I graduated from the good Seratsville Hornets together. I haven't seen Stephanie in many years, but she was a very upstanding young lady growing up and always had a good heart. So I hope she kept that going and in life. And she's a doctor now, so I know she went somewhere and got an education on, as we would say. So, Stephanie,
Yeah.
hello. Derek Holmes, I haven't seen you in a while. I just wanted to say, I see you running, sis.
And what I would say to everybody who's running, they laugh at me sometimes when I say we've got this Darth Vader type situation going on in Prince George's County. You have these people who start out good and they see all the riches and I don't know what it is. And they put on that black cape, that black mask, not the Batman costume. They put on the Darth Vader costume and they just forget about all integrity, all people, everything that matters. And I would just encourage everybody. Let me tell you, it's not worth it because I've seen so many people carrying water, the dirty water for all of these politicians and other folks and the cliques in the past. And, they just use you enough to get what they want. I see some of these people, I'm just like, you can't even retire. All the dirty water and all the dirty draws you don't carry it and everything else. And you still got to work till retirement. You haven't even benefited from what they had you do. It is not worth it.
No.
Maintain your integrity.
Well, I will say I'm looking for the Board of Education listing.
Oh, you
Um,
didn't see it?
for some reason, it's not. I kept coming to the other counties. I'm looking for Board of Education, and it's not. It didn't come up. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Um, I did a search. School board
I had them listed, but I didn't go back and keep up with it.
of the current candidates.
Let me see if I can find it again.
So while we're looking, one of the things that I want to say, 2 points I want to make is we thank everybody for following us tonight. I'm sorry y'all can't see my dynamic, you couldn't see my dynamic face while I was talking through all of the candidates. But we've had some queries and about posting your campaign information. So we have not had a formal conversation among the team, but what we do ask is if you are a candidate, this is something that we just have agreed to allow. We're not making any rules. But the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to the CAG folk. Just say, hi, hi, this is my website. I'm running for this seat. Put a picture up, give 3 bullets about your priorities, and the link to where people can learn more about you. We know that there are a lot of candidates, and so we're concerned that the page not be inundated with special events and campaign this and fundraising that, and all of the things. So I feel like if you just introduce yourself, then you'll get into the rotation and people can find you and follow you. So try to work with us because this is the kind of the biggest race election that we've had under CAG Chat. And so we want to be fair to everybody. So if everybody just, let me say it one more time, if everybody takes time to just post their picture with a link for their campaign information, give a little bio and 3 points that you want to make about your platform, everybody can then go and follow you. And then make sure you share what CAG is saying as well so that your network will know about us. So
I put the
we don't ask for anything much.
I put the list so you can get the school board members in the chat.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
go.
just go to the end of that list.
Okay, I thought I was running out of space. I thought I
Yeah,
was
I'm
at the
I'm
end of
not
the
sure why
list.
it didn't show. Very interesting. I don't see Brandon Jackson's name here.
Okay, let's see. Prince George. See, I see county executive go all the way down.
Go all the way down. Mm-hmm.
See, it had me in a whole nother.
Yeah, you'll see it after Legislative District 7. You'll see the Board of Education folks.
Oh, so it starts over. No, I see District 7 commissioner at the end of mine.
The link I just put in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm looking at everything.
Well, share your screen and
Okay, let me share it and then you can just go down the list. Okay, hold on.
because it's not showing on mine.
That way everybody can see your expression as you speak. Okay. Can you see my screen? Board of
Yep.
Education? Okay.
Okay. Here we have Board of Education, District 2. What happened to District 1? Oh, that's not. Oh,
Yeah, they're
let us explain that everybody is not up for re-election at the same cycle. So they alternate the members who run based on when they initially ran or when they were, if they filled a vacancy, they have to come in and run immediately after the first election after that vacancy was filled, right? So it's a little bit weird. Okay, so District 2 Board of Education, we have, oh shoot, wait a minute, I messed up. Hold up.
can you see it?
Yeah, but can I scroll the screen or you have
No,
to do that?
I have to do it. You tell me
Oh,
where
okay.
to
So
scroll.
we have Alvaro E. Saron Ruiz. Forgive me if I don't say your name right.
Alvaro, yeah, he was a former student member.
Oh, okay. We have Terrence J. Clegg. We have Caroline the Care Golden. That's for
Mhm.
District 2, which is like Greenbelt College Park, 193 Greenbelt Road, Route 1, that area.
Mhm.
Next district, Tanya.
Oh, you want to talk about those first, really quick?
I don't know any of them. I mean, if you know Alvaro and you want to say something.
Well, you know, Alvaro did a good job as a student member. My only concern was he often was connected to the block. We'll need to see where he is now since he has, I think, what it's his second year or third year of college.
Oh,
Um,
he's a youngin. See, I'm not a fan of people being in under
well, I mean,
age.
and he may have graduated already
Okay,
because
we're gonna do
I
some
yeah,
research.
we'll do research, but I mean, he did a good job trying to focus on policy when he was on the board. But again, he was influenced at that time by the bloc.
Okay. Next district, District 3, Board of Education candidates is Juan Arango Milan, Jamie McConigal. And this
Yeah.
area is also on North County side. This is
Hmm.
Pamela Bruiser
Pamela, you're
Strother's
right.
seat, right? So she's not running
She's not
again.
running.
And
Hmm.
so, because the school board has no term limits and they're nonpartisan. So we also want to caution you all that when you start seeing these senators with school board members on their slates, that's really not appropriate. It's not necessarily illegal. I would say it's questionably unethical, but they get away with it because the state won't stop them. So, anyway, let's go. Board of Education, District 6, Tyra Janet Bennett, Ashley Kearney. So I'm glad that Brandon Jackson's name is not on here or on the Council District 6. He is now the COO of the Economic Development Corporation. I'm just waiting for him to resign from his current seat. Like, I know it's an election season, but this person won't take oath of office until December. And I think that it's a conflict of interest for
Hmm.
him to hold the board seat and be the COO of EDC. And that would be anybody. It's not about Brandon. This is not personal. I am not shallow. This is about understanding the work of both an EDC executive and the work of a school board member. It is impossible for there not to be a challenge in your time, your attention, and your effort. And also with these shady people that we have running our government, everybody is a leech. They leech in every entity, and we know they put Ingrid Watson in that president's seat, as somebody said, because she wanted to get away from what was happening. Well, all she did was cut a deal. She didn't get away from it. So now she owes somebody. So I don't want to
Right.
hear it. Whatever.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Brandon, on the time that you have served the Board of
Uh, uh,
Education. No, wait a minute.
Congratulate.
Hold
Go
up.
ahead. Okay, go ahead.
On the time that you served, your willingness to serve, even though we may have had issue, and there are some things that we question and we challenge. You still served, but now we call on you to resign the seat so that we can all move forward and you can live your life as an executive with EDC.
Well, I'm not going to thank him for serving on the board because it would have been different if he had upheld his integrity. but he didn't. And he
Fair.
basically committed theft and fraud because he signed that separation agreement with for Mr. House, and he when this is another piece of information that we got through an MPIA request when board members were asked to verify were if they knew about that settlement agreement before it was signed. Not one board member was willing to put their signature on that. Brandon was the only person who signed it. He was the only person that signed that document. And which again speaks to the fraudulent stuff. That's $800,000, over $800,000, y'all, that did not have to be paid out. Money coming out of the classroom. And now we're putting bus drivers in a position where they're being forced to work overtime, but there's no overtime money to pay them. But yet and still, we did this payment and then slapped on this big old overpayment to Dr. Sean Joseph, giving him a $3,000 a month slush fund that he doesn't even have to give a receipt for how he is spending our money. So, no, I do not thank Brandon for his service because you did not serve. You served yourself. You got what you want. You are where you want to be. And you have left the kids holding the bag for what you now have your cushiony job. No, you don't get any thanks from me.
Well, here's the other thing that I wonder about, Tanya, now that you say something. If he committed all of these things and we haven't gone before the judge, when he resigns, they'll excuse him from all
No,
of
they
his.
won't, because remember, we have requested a criminal investigation.
Okay, all right.
Naming him, naming Aisha Braveboy, naming Dr. Felton Moss, and naming Edward Burrows for the
Okay.
coercion to force Mr. House out of his job and to do this $800,000 payment. And this is another reason why Virginia Jacobs could probably be cast in that shadow because she participated.
Oh, okay. So thank you for the clarification. And so there you have it, Brandon. You need to resign, which I have already said publicly. We don't talk like that no more. So anyway, let's go. So Ashley Kearney was his opponent in 2022.
She was good.
And she was really a great candidate. She's an educator. Her family went to school with me at Central High School, and I was a little bit upset because I didn't know anything about her. And I think she got in the race a little bit late or whatever. And so I was just so impressed with her. So she was teaching in DC public schools. I don't know if she still is, have not followed her or been in communication with her. But yeah, I'm excited to see her back.
Okay.
Board of Education District 9, which that seat I guess is not going to get an appointment. I haven't heard anything. But anyway, for the candidacy, we have Erica K. Bennett, Jennifer Hooker, Chandra C.J. Jackson Saunders, Candace Perkins. Candace Perkins' name is familiar to me.
Now, I'm familiar with Jennifer Hooker.
Yeah, her name too.
Jennifer is a retired Prince George's County public school educator. She's a speech pathologist, Howard graduate. She's gone all HBCUs. I'm just trying to remember. Was it Grim? Okay, I can't remember the other colleges she went to, but she was dedicated out there with us fighting for education, even at the time when Prince George's County public schools would threaten teachers and educators when they would go out there and advocate. So she came up during that era. She served with us on the Prince George's County County Council, which, of course, Maryland PTA did away with so that we could not have a centralized force with parents holding the system accountable. But yeah, she has been a staunch advocate for education and for holding the school system accountable.
Okay.
Jennifer also, Tanya, her work with people, with parents whose kids need IEPs.
Yes.
She is as far back as 30 years ago. Well, not quite 30. Okay, maybe it's 25 years ago when my twins were in elementary school. Jennifer helped me and taught me about what
Mhm.
to ask for and what
Yep.
to do in order to benefit my kids. And she is awesome.
And you know what? Some people don't really know this. Before, and I know there are other nonprofits that are now doing this horse therapy, but
yes.
Jennifer was the first person, educator in this county, to do horse therapy to help kids with special needs, to help them with their sensory skills. And I mean, she does a lot, and I've worked with her sometimes, helping out some of her her customers and or clients rather, and making sure they got services. So yeah, she is
Okay, that's
definitely
good.
qualified.
Yeah.
There is another person, I can't remember her name, but I know her only because of another active parent who said that she's very active, and just can't remember her name right now. I'm thinking it's Candace, but I think we have definitely have two good candidates based on information that I have been given about
Okay, good
candidates in
stuff.
here.
And that's it, right? Because we don't have any more at-large members. They wrote that away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, Tanya, you can come back on screen. So we are grateful for everyone throwing their names in the hat in the ring. We look forward to a vibrant, busy, productive, informative, challenging campaign season. We're calling on the people who are holding forums to not um pacify candidates, but to ask real questions and let the people ask the questions. And let's get some debates on the table. Let's stop protecting these people when they go on the dais and they have to defend their bills. Ain't nobody protecting them. So let's have some real competition in this election season, people. So I wanted to
Yeah.
point out a couple of something else that I am seeing. The progressives, the rebels, as I call them, they stack these seats, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we see that they have kind of somebody in every race, it looks like. And to my friends in politics who have yet to get it together to organize. Y'all ain't no better than the Democrats versus the Repubs, okay? Y'all let these people run our county in the ground, and you get petty, and you power hungry, and they are running you over. They are running us over. And so we could not come together because y'all too into personalities and we don't have our own slate. So the CAG team is going to put together their slate and their recommendations. But as far as the Democratic leadership of Prince George's County and the state of Maryland, thumbs down. Another cycle, another election season where it's just hell on wheels, right? So it's up to
Mm-hmm.
the people. It's up to us to say
Yes.
what we want and to follow through. So if you're not picking up the phone, calling these candidates, asking them questions, if you're not writing emails to them, if you're not following them on social media, if you're not going out to their events, and Quince Barby, we didn't do the state seats, we'll do them another night. Quince Barbie, if that's her name, we done had enough mailers. Please don't send any more. God bless you in your race for the District 5 congressional seat. But girl, save your money. I know you got it like that, but I don't need no more. I probably got 10 mailers from you at this point, right? And so anyway, I just want to say that please be responsible with how you campaign. Make your messaging tight. Don't do what everybody has always done. Find one issue that's kind of different from the status quo, from what's usually talked about, because that will help us to see the difference, right? I don't want to get
Mm-hmm.
in the weeds of how to campaign, but I just wanted to offer y'all that little free tidbit. And so the progressives are stacking seats, right? They will have two or three
Always.
people running in a race so that they guarantee they're going to get somebody in the race as the winner. So do not take these people for granted.
Right.
know who they are associating with. If you don't know how to do research, go to their social media page and see who follows them. And if you start seeing consistent names, then you know
Go look at their reports.
well,
See
yeah,
see who's
campaign reports are a little bit more tedious, but if you just start paying attention on social media, who's commenting on their pages and stuff, you'll kind of start to see where they're leaning or whatever. But just be eyes open, ears
mm-hmm.
open, mouths open. This is open season, y'all. We are here and we need to do what we need to do. And so I think I covered everything.
Oh, okay, we got 15 minutes. No, okay, 15 minutes. Yeah, so let's let Derek share this thing about transportation because this parents need to understand what tomorrow is the meeting where the school adopts the budget. And there's some really funky things that are going on that parents y'all need to know about that could impact your kids' transportation.
Okay, so um, we know that school bus drivers is a nationwide crisis. And the school bus drivers that we have in Prince George's County work hard to do double and triple runs to get the babies to school, probably not as efficiently and as productively as we would like them to do, but that is the state of where we are right now. And when they do those extra runs, they get what is called plus-ins or what we would call overtime in our positions. And a lot of times they work fairly hard for those plus-ins and they're running out of the areas maybe that they would would usually transport children to help out. So I understand after spring break that all the overtime and plus in monies that these drivers have diligently put their heart into and their care into trying to make sure our babies get to school will be taken back from them or not awarded to them because of this budget crisis. Number one, that is a violation of federal law, if I recall, because you cannot work hours or overtime that you deem and did not be paid for those services. So I don't know what the director and his staff saying to management in terms of that, but that does not put a good taste in your driver's mouth. And you already have a dilapidated pool of bus drivers to choose from, and you still have your bus lots positioned in what we used to call sister lots. For instance, Sirachville bus lot and Crossland bus lot, pretty much in the same vicinity, and they share some of the same, their routes intertwine at times and serve some of the same schools. So we would deem them as a sister lot. You still have your lots spaced out, like Sirachville is a sister lot with Mulligan bus lot and Bowie. Okay, who did that? What kind of sense does that make? Because in rush hour traffic during the time these drivers are trying to drive and get these children to school and home on time, you can't be an hour away from a bus lot that you're a sister lot with in rush hour traffic, and they call you to help them do a bus route in Clinton, and you're coming all the way from Bowie. It doesn't make good routing sense. It doesn't make good fiduciary uh, sense because you're deadheading a bus all the way from Bowie to the Clinton area to go pick up kids and take them somewhere. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened over the course of time with that. Well, I do know what happened. I'm just not gonna say it tonight, but it needs to be some better routing and some better respect for school bus drivers. We look down on school bus drivers sometimes. We look down on the gentlemen and the women that work in picking up the trash and the guy I forgot what is the DPW. We look down on types of jobs like that when they help the system keep going. If you get your
I know
driver's
why my
thing,
mama was a school bus driver.
I'm
But
sorry.
I said I don't know why. My mama was a school bus driver,
But
and that's
Derek,
how
can
she
you
became a small business owner, creating her own bus service.
Right.
but Derek, can you emphasize what not so much on the routing, but
Mhm.
what is the impact of this money not being there and potentially what that could mean for kids getting home?
Well, the impact of that, if I'm a school bus driver, that makes me want to get with my fellow drivers in my union and not transport. If I'm not going to work for free, and if it was during the local 2250 days of Angie Thomas and that crew, Angie Thomas, rest her soul, has passed on. Angie Thomas did not let us do nothing outside of that contract managerial wise that we owed to our drivers. And I had respect for that because uh, your drivers are the backbone of your transportation. They're the backbone of your children getting to school to get educated. You can't continually treat these individuals who are out there driving these buses like that and not pay them. And you're in a nationwide driver shortage.
They're in the
It's just not
introduction
good
to your
business.
child's first day for school.
Exactly. So a lot of these drivers go beyond the call of duty because they love children. They probably wouldn't be in a job because a lot of them are retired people who have had careers in other areas, and they're coming back giving to the community to get kids to school. So somebody really needs to speak up on the behalf of your
Or
backbone
parents?
in transportation and the parents in the community that these people are transporting. They're not going to continue to drive for you and have their money taken away.
And I just want to really stress too, this is money that they are taking away in April.
Yes.
But they're claiming the deficit is for 2026 and 2027. We are now in the current school year and they are taking the money now.
Right.
So, again, that's why we're stressing somebody's not telling the truth about what this true deficit is. Because if you're saying you're cutting $150 million for next year budget, then why are you currently taking money out of the current approved operating budget? Remember,
Right.
November, they started taking discretionary funds away from principals, taking that money. They're threatening teachers, telling them that they're going to start pulling money back they claim that was overpaid to teachers for some overtime. I don't understand it. I just got some information from teachers, but we need to be asking questions. Again, this is why, again, these board members hopping off going someplace else, you should have been asking these questions. Why are we in such a big deficit? Because we had a balanced budget proposed to us for 2025, 2026, this current school year. So how did we get so out of whack? Go to our webpage and you'll see the $98 million that was just wasted. But
Tanya, and Tanya,
mhm.
Derek, and what's going on with the union?
Girl, well, you got to remember now, Donna Christie participated, the teachers union. Remember, Donna Christie participated in the illegal acts to get rid of Millard House.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably ain't going to say nothing because she don't cut some deal.
Well,
So go ahead.
and another thing, what's going on with the union? They for I think teachers may have a separate union, but in terms of bus drivers, local 2250, the union was extremely strong. They were
At one
extremely,
point, yeah, that's why I
yeah,
was
they were
asking what
extremely
happened.
active. They read that contract and they made us as managers stay to that contract. And sometimes not to my liking, we folded, because of gray areas in the contract. But they fought, man, and they fought for their people, and they made sure that their people were not treated a certain way, and that helped the morale of the people that were part of that union, Local 2250. I've heard people who were members of Local 2250 disgruntled with their union because they don't fight like the old Angie Thomases used to fight.
Well,
So
currently though, he's taking money from every union. You're snatching principals' money. You're snatching bus drivers' money. You're snatching teachers' money. And I'm saying snatching because these are approved funds, and this school system has not disclosed what are these deficits that you're trying to cover up now. That's happening
Mhm.
now
And
because you're
some,
taking money now. Something
yeah,
is
Absolutely.
fishy. Something doesn't smell right. It doesn't pass the scratch test
right.
because if you're saying that you are proposing cuts for the next year, why are you taking money right now from people? And again, this is, and I'm just going to say it, this is a progressive way. This is because the progressives have taken over the school system. Aisha Braithwaite and Burroughs have put their person up here. Dr. Sean Joseph, I was told that with the budget, he said he was going to. This is when they were doing the proposed budget. He's taking the proposed budget, and I'm told this is on tape. He's taking the proposed budget to Aisha Braithwaite to look at. Why are you taking it to her? She has to approve the budget. She shouldn't be a part of this budget. This is all this intertwined corruption. That's why we say replace them all.
And
They all
Tanya,
gotta go.
it has to be some breach of contract because I know for bus drivers it's
But
they get
even getting beyond that
paid.
though, Derek,
Yeah,
even getting beyond the breach of contract, why is he taking operating funds? Currently the funds to operate the school system for this school year and snatching money from every place that needs to have funding. What deficit are you closing with that? That has not been disclosed to the public.
So
And those questions need to be asked.
So I see we're winding down, and I know Sherman is itching to do his closing and hit the leave button or whatever. So here's what I want to say to everybody. If you don't like what's happening on Capitol Hill and on Pennsylvania Avenue and in Minnesota and in Texas and everywhere else that the you know who's have lost their minds, and you angry, why can't we be angry about what's happening here in Prince George's County, where we are most impacted,
Right.
where we are most invested?
and have the most direct access.
Right. It's
Exactly.
no different. So stop qualifying, describing us. I mean, you can say whatever you want. We don't care because you ain't saying it publicly. You telling your friends. We all grown.
Oh,
So
well, I don't know.
if you want to tell us something about something we said, feel free to hit me up,
We
hit
got
us up,
receipts now.
say whatever, because we
Well, it
ain't out
depends
here
on what you
talking
say.
out of the sides of our mouths. We ain't whispering in back rooms. We ain't meeting up in
Sherman said it depends on what you say.
and so
And I
my
got to
thing
work
is,
on it.
even
God is
if
working
we
on me.
even if we are
Me
angry,
too.
we have the right to be angry because we don't want people suffering, because people are suffering. That's what
Hmm.
this all comes down to. Everybody needs to earn livelihood. And guess what? Me too. But I ain't run for office just so I could maybe get a paycheck. So y'all stop worrying about what LaVon has or doesn't have. Because LaVon is good over here. I'm worried about and concerned about the people who don't have protection. And stop threatening employees and stop using employees to run campaigns inside the government. I'm saying it publicly because we tired of that too.
Yeah.
These people should not be harassed. Don't tell people who they can and cannot talk to. It happened to me, about me. I'm speaking about what happened to me. So if you don't know my story, if you don't know these people's story, if you don't know the other people's story, mind your business. Because when you can stand up and look in the mirror and be okay with you and your complicitness or your messiness, then have a good night's sleep. Don't worry about me because I'm sleeping real good over here.
That's right. And the last thing before we go, okay, they are now going through the process of selecting the permanent superintendent. Well, Aisha Boy has just broke the law again, calling herself selecting the selection committee. Yeah, Westmore, where are you? Dr. Carrie Wright, where are you? Do your job. The selection committee, and then and her communication person, the communication person for the school system, boy, you are good at spinning, chick. You are good at spinning the information. The information that she has, that FAQ that she has out, is as wrong as two left shoes. The county executive does not get to select the committee
He
that
makes
selects.
recommendations, right?
No, the county executive only gets to select after the state superintendent of schools, Dr. Carrie Wright, and the governor, Governor Wes Moore, do something. Stop endorsing everything Aisha Brave Boy does and do your job. You are supposed to select members of that committee, and so is Dr. Carrie Wright. Educators are supposed to select it, not a politician. So they should be selecting the committee, and then the committee should do a search. Now, the committee should bring up at least 3 names to come back to the county executive to
right.
select.
Right.
That is the way the process is supposed to be.
Right.
So, Aisha, go sit down. Spend some time learning what you're supposed to do and stop all this crazy stuff. That's why we don't want you back now. So, folks, speak up about this because they're trying to push Dr. Sean Joseph into this position. Another letter that we got through an MPIA request before he was back in July. They told Dr. Carey, we look forward to working with Dr. Sean Joseph over the next 4 years. They already told their plan. That's what they wrote. So we need you all to get up in arms. We do not want Sean Joseph here. It's the same mess that he did in Tennessee that he wants to bring here. Contracts again, budgets all out of whack, and you can't even be honest about it. He got to go.
And we don't need a supersized county seal with your slogan on it, with your sorority colors. I wish I had something that's a circle that's bigger than me, but I don't. So we just need y'all to do what you would elect to do. Let me get down low.
Okay. And last thing, we want
the
state prosecutor. You need to do your job. Our case asking for this criminal investigation was referred to you back in August. You don't have plenty of time. You don't have September, October, November, December, January, February. We going into March. Do something. Because we got some serious corruption up here in Prince George's County. You got enough information to bring criminal charges against those people that we put in that letter. And we expect for something to be done.
Here come the feds. Here come the feds. Everybody say, here come the feds.
Okay, I'm done, y'all.
You better run, Sherman.
Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb.
Yes.
Come on,
amen.
with the word.
Amen. Amen.
Good night. Thank you all.